And we're live.
Good morning, everyone. It's the one, the oldie, Senor Silverback himself, joined with the master of the flux capacitor, coming to you live this morning on Rogue Money Mornings, where we give the views, the information, and all the news that's important to you. And I said that all backwards because I don't care, because I've been going to sleep late because I was on Coast to Coast AM last night. If you haven't got a chance to listen to it, we will re-upload the video. So sit tight, ladies and gentlemen. Also, check us out on roguemoney.net and Rogue Money, the Facebook page, Rogue Money at the Rogue Money on Twitter. And let's not forget our sponsors, myfreedomnow.us, myfreedomnow.us. Fix your credit, get out of debt. And if you got no debt or credit problems, you just need some money to get some cryptos, investments, whatever the heck you need. You want to pay off your home, you're going to pay down bills, whatever it is. Myfreedomnow.us can get you up to $600,000 unsecured. Find out how. Go to myfreedomnow.us and find out. With that being said, also check out mygoldusb.com. Mygoldusb.com. Escape these prowlers who are snooping around. Use military grade 1024-bit encryption. Secure your Bitcoin wallet all with one operating system, email, messaging, everything, all in one shot. Mygoldusb.com. With that being said, CJ, what's going on, bro?
Hey, what a fun night, V. It was like a party last night.
It was a party, my man. It was a party. The Silverback himself was on Coast to Coast AM with George Nuri, and we were just killing it, bro. We were having a lot of fun, and we were just doing our thing. And there was a lot of people that you were simulcasting the whole thing. So great job. Hats off to the master of the flux capacitor. Get that simulcasted. There were people in the chat room. It was great. I mean, that early in the morning, we still had people that was hanging with us, man. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, time and a lot of great information to cover. And we're gonna edit out some of that stuff, and we will definitely be getting that re-uploaded. So just be patient with us as we work through that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Anyway, dude, where do you want to begin with this? Seems like that no.
Oh, V, I think I lost you. Are you there? Yeah, V, your audio cut out for some reason. There you go. You relaunch it. Yeah, so we're gonna jump into the discussion in regards to what is happening with the special investigator with Mueller and his dealing specifically uh, with Trump. And it appears now that Mueller is going to start taking a look at a lot of Trump's financial records. You may remember yesterday, during our broadcast yesterday, we shared that Trump had did an interview with the New York. Welcome back, bro. Looks like it still says you're muted for some reason.
Oh, sorry
Check your
about
mute
that. There
button.
you go. I don't know what happened. Yeah, I have some glitches here, but
So let's talk about this Mueller character.
yeah, go ahead, man. Break it down, dude, and I'll jump in as well.
Yeah. Just in regards to Trump coming out and stating, hey, don't look at my financial records. And he's sitting here telling this to the New York Times. Now, Trump is the master at controlling the narrative, in particular with the media. So I think there's a specific reason. Well, go ahead, V.
I smell a Donald Trump trap. I smell a trap.
I do too. And here's what I think he's setting it up for, that in the event that he comes in and he starts looking through all Trump's financial records, where I think Trump is feeling very confident that there's nothing there, why else would he go on, the New York Times, who's been a big critic of his, and specifically state, he better not go digging into my financial records. That's Trump basically saying, yeah, you need to do this. And what I would love for him to utilize that information to come back and state that, hey, wait a minute, now it's time that we start looking at the Clinton Foundation. And if you're going to go use a special prosecutor, special counsel to go in and investigate my financial records, now we need to do the exact same thing for Hillary and the Clinton Foundation.
Yeah, and I mean, come on, everybody knows this is a shit show. Everybody knows this is a joke. I mean, Mueller he's gonna investigate this. How am I gonna investigate? I'm gonna get 3 people who are big time Hillary Clinton and Clinton Foundation donors, who are sheep dipped Democrats, and they're gonna join up with me, and we're gonna go investigate. What kind of investigation are you gonna do, bro? I mean, seriously, right? What kind of investigation are they gonna get done? Nothing, nada, zilch. So for Trump to say, "Hey, you better not go in and and look into my finances. Ah, I smell a trap, CJ. I think Donald's laying
Oh,
another trap, and they're gonna walk right into it like a bunch of idiots.
they already are. I was watching several stations yesterday, and they're all reporting, we're trying to understand this Trump information. He's coming out and, threatening his AG. He's threatening Mueller right there. That could be obstruction of justice. It's like, no, it's not. Anyone can come out and state anything they specifically want to regarding, an individual person. So for Trump to come out to the New York Times specifically, basically give them the instructions, give them the manual of what he wants them to do. And what do? They're dumb enough that they just continue running with it, B.
I love it. I definitely see a strategy here, man. I think this is great, man. One of the things I'm gonna look into, which they have no business in looking into to begin with. Mueller's team is looking into the Trump Soho, which I've been there. Great hotel, man. Great hotel. The Trump Soho Hotel condominium development, which was the licensing deal between Bayrock Capital LLC. It was a licensing deal. So what happened is Bayrock Capital, paid licenses to Donald Trump to use the Trump name on one of their buildings. It's called Trump Soho. In 2010, the former finance director of Bayrock filed a lawsuit claiming the firm structured transactions in fraudulent ways to evade taxes. Bayrock was a key source of capital for Trump projects, including Trump Soho. Yeah, because Bayrock was paying Trump Soho licensing fees. Okay, licensing fees. So whatever heck Bayrock did, that's Bayrock's problem. Has nothing to do with Trump. Okay, nothing to do with Trump whatsoever. And then these idiots are looking at the 2013 Miss Universe pageant because it's of interest because it was because of a prominent Moscow developer, Aras Agralov, and paid $20 million to bring the beauty spectacle there. About a third of that sum went to Trump in the form of a licensing fee, according to Forbes magazine. Oh my God, CJ, did you hear that? Did you?
Ooh.
People were paying Donald Trump licensing fees to use his brands. Oh, how nefarious! Oh my God! At the event, are you ready for this? At the
Yeah,
event,
break it down.
Trump met Herman Gref, who's the chief executive of Russia's biggest bank, Cyberbank. Agrilov's son, Emin, helped broker a meeting last year between Donald Trump Jr. and Russian lawyer who's said to have damaging information about Hillary. We know that was a bunch of crock. Another significant financial transaction. Listen to how these guys word it. So far, these idiots at Bloomberg, who should be fired. If I was the editor at Bloomberg, I would fire these morons. Okay? So far, they've told me that Bayrock Capital LLC, who had got into financial problems and tax issues, the only thing they've done is pay Donald Trump a licensing fee to use the name Trump on the Trump Soho building that Bayrock has built. They wanted to use it. They wanted to market the Trump name. Trump said, hey, you want to use my name? Because Trump does that. He'll let you use his name on your building. You pay a licensing fee. Okay, so Bayrock pays Trump a licensing fee. Okay, good. That's what you report on? Then you tell me, ooh, another area of interest. Like it's something so nefarious, so evil, like some backroom deals going on. Oh, what happened? Well, this Russian, multi-millionaire or billionaire, or whatever, paid Trump $20 million to bring a beauty pageant spectacle there. And what did he do? A third of that sum, okay, went to Trump in the form of a licensing fee, according to Forbes magazine. Big freaking deal. Hello, jackasses. Okay, hello, jackasses. Let me explain to you libtards how business in the business world works, right? If Formula One, okay, is going to be hosted in your city, okay, and you're going to host it, you're going to be a new track, you're going to be hosting a Formula One event, which is the biggest racing events in the world, one of the biggest in the world, I think second only to the 24 Hours of Le Mans. But any Formula One event is huge. It's a power event. The elites of the world gather during Formula One weekends to discuss all sorts of things. That's like their thing, okay? When you're hosting a Formula One event, there are ridiculous amounts of licensing fees that are all of a sudden you got to pay out. Nobody says anything. That's just the way it works, okay? You want to use any product. Like somebody wants to use the Rogue Money logo and our branding. They're going to be paying a licensing fee. That's what we do. What the hell's the big thing here? Oh, my God. I mean, Trump met this guy, Herman Gref, who is the CEO of Russia's biggest bank called Cyberbank. Of course, Herman Greff is going to be there. It's the Miss Universe pageant. It's in Moscow. All the heavy hitter billionaires are going to be there. Why? Because it's a beauty pageant. There's billionaires there. There's a bevy of beautiful women. Who wouldn't be there? Like any red-blooded man is going to be there. Any heavy-hitting billionaire is going to be there. Of course, they're going to be there. Oh my God, Trump met with him. Who gives a rat's? I mean, come on, come on. Correlation does not mean causation. Correlation does not mean causation. Okay, it's ridiculous. And then they go like, oh, another significant transaction involved a Palm Beach, Florida estate purchased in 2004 for $41 million after its previous owner lost it in bankruptcy. In March of 2008, the real estate bubble had begun losing air. Russian fertilizer magnate Dmitry Rybolovin brought the property for $95 million. As part of their investigation, Mueller's team issued subpoenas to banks and filed requests and bank records to foreign lenders under mutual legal assistance. Look, man, first of all, when you have a property deal like the deal in what happened in Palm Beach, okay? When you have a deal like that go down, there are banks, there are governmental tax entities, local and federal, that look into these things. Okay, there's meticulous records. You're selling a friggin' house. I mean, this is not like you and me selling a poster of something on eBay, CJ, right?
Right.
This ain't you and me selling look. I have a Mickey Mantle's commemorative napkin, on eBay. I'm selling it, or I'm selling the image of the Virgin Mary on my Ben and Jerry's Cherry Garcia ice cream. I saw it. I opened up the lid. There's a Ben and Jerry. Do you want this ice cream? And I'm selling it on eBay. No, I'm selling a $41 million mansion. Do you not think that there are local and official bank records that need to be kept? We know how tight-lipped and how many documents are signed during a real estate deal. So this is a real estate deal. What are they looking at? That Trump bought a bankrupted property for $41 million, and then right before the 2008 bubble hit, he sold it to some Russian idiot who sells fertilizer for $95 million. That's brilliant. He made a $50 million profit because he saw the housing crash about to happen. What did he do? He offloaded a $41 million property for $95 million, sold to some Russian guy, and the Russian guy went down with the boat. Trump said, "Okay, thank you. I'll take my money. I'll take my profits, and I'm out." That's what you're going to investigate. All that investigation is going to do, CJ, is going to prove to the world how smart of a guy this guy is. How smart Trump is.
Yep. Just validate it. Yep. Exactly.
Another significant transaction. Ooh, look at the way they word it. If I was the editor of Bloomberg, I'd line these turkeys up who are writing these articles, especially in the mainstream media, and I would fire every single one of them. Greg Farrell and Christian Berthelsen is the ones who wrote these articles. You two guys go circle jerk each other. You guys are idiots. You need to be fired. You can't even call yourself reporters. God. Anyway, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No. I was just going to say, there's a complete opportunity also just to for Trump to go forth and say, hey, Sessions, you know what? With the amount of information that's coming forth from Loretta Lynch, her influence on the investigation regarding Clinton's email, it's time we get a special attorney, special prosecutor to review what transpired during that time period and go on a counter offensive against this. I'm picking up a little bit of echo.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I was just picking up a little bit of a tad and echo still.
Oh, how about now?
Okay, it might be on my end. I'll mute. Yeah, you're muted. Okay, let's just keep going.
All right, China takes a lead role in the Qatar-Saudi spat. CJ, what is going on over there?
Well, much like we've discussed several times in regards to the U.S. influence on the world, we're now seeing, China start to steer the conversation in Qatar, and they're really, doing the right thing and influencing the entire Gulf Cooperation Council to come together. And the Kuwaitis have been also, really leveraging to say, hey, we need to, if there's differences here, we need to discuss these things militarily. There's no need to get military involved at this point. Let's specifically talk about what these dilemmas are. And we're seeing that China is now, not only with Russia and China and Syria, the situation going on with North Korea, and now again, the leadership that China is exhibiting here in Qatar will definitely help to get this matter resolved. And it's a fake matter anyway to begin with the Saudis, V.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely, 1000%. I agree with you. And again, here you have China coming out, and what are they doing? They are offering a constructive, alternative way of dealing with this whole entire situation and problem. They're saying to the Qataris and the Middle East, hey, we're going to be a stabilizing, balancing force. Let's get this done. There's no reason to be all belligerent about it. Let's be grown-ups and let's handle let's handle this. And that's exactly what they're doing, man. Anyway, corporate pensions are underfunded, CJ. This is what we've been talking about for the longest time, brother. So it's not just state. This is not state, CJ. It's also corporations, brother.
Yeah. And I'm still picking up my echo a little bit, V. So can you break that down for us?
Sure, no problem. Everybody talks about, hey, I got a 401k, I got a 101k, I got a 301k, I got all sorts of Ks. But in reality is nobody has any sort of savings. If you're a corporate lackey, if you have spent your career with your nose firmly lodged in your boss's rear end, okay, trying to climb the corporate ladder, okay, like the lackey, okay, you're going to realize, you're going to come to a rude awakening that your company doesn't have the best interest for you. Look, I've told many people this, and I've learned a lesson long time ago. When you go work for somebody, you and the person that you work for have competing interests. Number one, your company wants to make as much money as possible. Number two, you want to make as much money as possible. Those two things don't compute. I'll tell you why. Your company wants to make money and keep overhead low. And what is overhead? Well, it happens to be your salary. Okay? So what's happening here? We spent a lot of time talking about public pensions crisis, and it's a massive 5 to 8 trillion overhang on the economy, and one which will undoubtedly result in heartache for investors at some point in the future. Okay? Of course, our nation's various governmental institutions aren't the only ones to have unwittingly created massive Ponzi schemes from which there's no escape. In fact, Bloomberg reports and points out, and this one Bloomberg actually does some reporting for once, that at the end of the 2016, over 90% of the top 200 corporate pensions in the S&P were unfunded to the tune of $382 billion. Okay? So let's break this down real quick. Intel is only 46% funded. Delta, 49% funded. Delphi, 55% funded. American Airlines, 58% funded. Okay? Lockheed Martin, 67% funded. Okay? These are just some of the companies that are out there. Procter & Gamble, 59% funded. That's crazy. Okay, that is absolutely crazy. Now, what happens when these massive corporate obligations become so underfunded that they can't even possibly ever get fixed? As the 400,000 pensioners in the central state pension plans are all too familiar with, the obligations get handed over the Pension Benefit Guaranty Corporation, an entity which is nearly bankrupt itself, at which point payouts are slashed, leaving retirees with about half of the monthly income they expected in retirement. So what does that mean for you folks? Get creative, and if you're not building yourself a secondary form of income, and if you think you have a quote-unquote nest egg waiting for you, the only thing you're going to have is an egg on your face. CJ.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And hang on, let me try something real quick and see if it's just testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, it looks like my echo's down a little bit. Can you still hear me, B?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so, and again, in regards to this, you're absolutely right. As far as taking a look at, where your pension money is, taking a look at what some very disruptive programs that are out there and making a huge difference. People like Gus Demos and Perpetual Assets, where, once you retire, doesn't necessarily mean that you have to keep your pension funds specifically tied to your company. Yes, they give you offerings, but there's several organizations out there that are helping. And in terms of the pensions, those percentages right now, as far as they're underfunded, why that's so important right now to take a look at those is because the workforce is transitioning. Corporations are no longer employing the massive, full-time people V, that used to pay into those to keep those pensions funded. And as more people retire, more people start getting their monthly distributions, their annual required distributions because of their age. Those pension funds are going to start bleeding, much like the Chicago, much like the public sector, V.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, 1000%. They're gonna bleed out bad, and the only nest egg they're gonna have is egg on their face. CJ, egg on you. You're not gonna get a nest egg. You're gonna get egg on your face. And I hate to say I told you so. Anyway, traditional AM/FM radio is dying. It's going the way of the dinosaur and the dodo bird, bro. What's going on there?
Well, something that, again, there's so many different programs. I cannot remember the last time, V, and for our listeners, when's the last time someone grabbed a traditional radio and, went out to their back deck with the friends and family and, turned on the FM or the AM? And
Not
then
I,
also,
cat.
and then now also in our automobiles with how technology is, disrupting everything. So 9 times out of 10, I'm either, utilizing Pandora, I'm utilizing my own, utilizing YouTube for my own created customized playlist. There's even apps now where you can also be your own radio disc jockey and create stations yourself utilizing apps. So technology has been very disruptive on the traditional radio programming. And now we're saying that not only iHeartRadio, there's another national communications network, V, that they're really financially struggling right now. In fact, since March, iHeartMedia has been trying to restructure their $15 billion debt. Now that's a huge for a media company, V.
Yeah, and their total debt is 20 billion. I mean, how the hell do you get 20 billion in debt? How are these guys even in business?
I don't know how they can get people to underwrite that amount of debt for a news media. That's a lot of advertisement dollars that they're going to have to pull in to offset that. But again, we're saying, much like that we talk a lot about here on Rogue Money, is that there's disruptive technologies are coming into play, and I really think that traditional AM/FM radio is going to go the way of Blockbuster Video, is going to go the way of Kodak. I know they're doing streaming services now; they're doing a lot more. But I just think that people are opting out of listening to those, those long commercials, throughout, different, sometimes, it seems like 10, 15 minutes at a time that they're having to have these advertisements on their stations to try to fund these, to try to help pay off their debt, V.
Absolutely, man. It's pointless. I don't even go into the car and listen to the radio anymore. Okay. First of all, I barely listen to music in the car. Why? I'm listening to the sound of a German V8 revving to 9,000 RPM. That's what I listen to, okay, as I grab a gear and shift. It's the most beautiful thing in the world. Why would I want to ruin that experience? But if I do listen to something, I'm always streaming it on my phone. Again, just like you, dude. I have my Apple Music, which I have on both my iPhones and my Android phones. I have my my YouTube Red subscription, which I, again, create my own, playlist, my own podcast list. I'm always listening through my phone through the Bluetooth in the car. Why would I want to waste time listening to stupid radio, stupid commercials? I mean, who listens to that crap? I mean, it's done. It's over.
That is correct. That is correct. So I think that wraps it up, V.
That's it, my man. With that being said, we are done. We'll be back at 2 p.m. We're going to probably get either Gus or Dex on. We'll see what happens, and we'll rock it out. Stay tuned right here, folks. And subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. Smash the like button. Give us a thumbs up, and spread the love. With that being said, CJ, we're over and out. Take it away, buddy.